Alright, welcome back to Yam TV.
What up?
This is called the Evilution of music, which was coined by Andrew here, which is a great term. And we think this is going to be a series because we can't just talk about music in one session. So today we just want to get into like what's happening in the music industry. And as you're going to see on your screen, I'm going to put up some videos and some pictures of some artists that we want to talk about and some theories that we have regarding why some of these musicians are looking more and more evil. And there's one guy in particular we want to talk about today, or a few people. There's this XXX Tentacion guy, whose real name is actually, Tentacion.
Yeah.
Whose real name is Jasse Dwayne Onfoy, according to Wikipedia.
Onfoy.
Right? And so he was born in Florida.
He's only 19, you know.
Yeah, born in 1998, so he's a young boy. He's of Egyptian, Indian, German, Jamaican, Italian descent.
Why did they need all of that?
I ain't gonna get through this.
But anyway, no, sorry, go ahead. They didn't need to do all of that.
Yeah, for real. He was mainly raised by his grandmother due to his financial situation. His interest in music started initially after his aunt persuaded him to begin attending school choir and then later on church choir. He was kicked out of school choir shortly after joining due to attacking another student. He was expelled from middle school after a series of physical altercations took place. His mother then enrolled him in Sheridan House Family Ministries for 6 months. He attended Piper High School but dropped out in 10th grade. He described himself as a misfit. He was regularly involved in physical confrontations. Also, so he started rapping and then he got into some trouble and he went to a detention center and he said that he used to protect people, including a homosexual inmate, but then he later beat up that inmate for being suspicious. Funnily enough, right, and this
Why would you say that?
I
I protected him, but I had to beat him up just in case he thought I was gay. These people are...
In 2017, he was released from prison and he actually had a mixtape called I Need Jesus. Yeah, Bad Vibes. Sorry, he's currently working on his studio albums, Bad Vibes and 17, as well as a mixtape, I Need Jesus.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I want to say, in particular, when we're talking about these people, we don't hate these people, and God doesn't actually want anyone to go to hell. So we're not coming from a position of hate.
We're not condemning.
We're coming from a position of actual love. Like, this guy needs deliverance. Like, he actually looks like a demon, and as you're going to see from the videos and pictures, he looks like a demon. And so, like, he actually needs deliverance. But he's not the only one in the industry who looks mad, because Lil Wayne started getting these tattoos Actually, if you look at Lil Wayne from like early 2000s, clear face.
What was that group that he used to be in before he was...
The Hot Boys.
Yeah. Do you remember him for Hot Boys? And then look at him when he went solo.
And then he got
YMCMB,
all these tattoos on his face. And then there's this other guy that we're going to show you called Bunk, who's this meme guy who does all these stupid, like jumping in shops and stealing donuts and stuff. And the picture you can see at the moment, on the one side he's like normal, and the next side he's just got all these tattoos and he looks demonic. And what I was saying to Andrew and Joel earlier is that I think this is like Satan trying to get us used to seeing demons literally in public and us being comfortable with it. Like, and it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but what do you guys think about that?
I don't believe in it. Joel, please just go. Please just go. I've got too much.
Run it like Chris Brown.
I don't.
It's raw music.
If I don't know much of something, I won't try and speak. But just I saw some of the pictures, sent, and it did. I see what you don't mean. It did look quite demonic and stuff like that. Obviously, I've never heard of that Bunk guy.
Here he is.
Yeah, I've never seen him before, but I kept hearing about XX Tentacion. I've never heard his music.
They were once normal human beings.
Never listened to his music before. Never. Well, he's quite popular, but
So, what do you think about music in general? Like how it's getting more and more evil?
You know what's funny? Like, even before we kind of brought this discussion, something that's been on my mind was like, this week, why was music created?
Okay.
Why is there music full stop? So then obviously, if you go back to when Lucifer was in heaven, my question was music created to worship Jesus, or was music created to worship? So it's like, what is the purpose of music? I think that's probably the best way to start. So when you talk about evil music, at least you've got like a foundation of like why, especially for the viewers, like why is there music? What is music for? Like, because I love music. I love hearing sounds put together. I love hearing good singing. I love the combination of singing and beats. But like, what is the purpose of it? What's the purpose of music?
You got a lot of people that say like, oh, it's a language that everyone understands and stuff like that. Yeah, but what is the main conversation? So,
Why is the music? What is it?
I mean, if we're starting there, the first angle I'll take was that when Lucifer played, when he sung, all that happened was that people just went into a time of worship. People fell before the throne of God. The elders cast their crowns. He played, everyone else worshipped that man, but God that sat on the throne. And that was the whole intention. But then he rebelled, and obviously he wanted to be that person sitting on the throne. So I wasn't in heaven at the time, but I can imagine he started playing, but with other intentions, not for worshipping the man that sat on the throne, but for him.
Okay.
Hence why he turned the 1/3 of heaven's angels.
So the music was supposed to be
the intention
for worship. I mean,
collaborate an atmosphere for people to be able to worship.
To worship
God.
To worship God.
Yeah.
To worship God. Okay.
So.
Well, I mean, if it was to only worship,
but
you shouldn't worship anyone else.
See,
so music is worship, is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, as a musician, I'm even still, because there's some things that I'm still learning myself. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say that certain things are alright, certain things are okay, certain things you kind of got to be iffy on. For me, if it's not given on to God, and this is me, someone that used to be heavily on slow jams and R&B. I think everyone knew that. I used to love that type of music. I even kind of used to give it as an excuse. Well, if it's singing about a partner and you're married and you're in a relationship, then blah blah blah. It justifies it. When
we're gonna lose some followers.
Yeah, I know. But you know, you're hearing that from me, so I don't care. But it's just the reality of things where, if I can't pray, if I can't worship, if I can't dance for Jesus with that song, harsh reality, guys. I'm not trying to say, it's not really worth listening to.
So if someone makes a love song, okay, seen as music is worship, right?
Yeah.
Isn't God love?
And it's a love song to a woman.
God is love.
If it's a love song to a woman,
We're looking at our human, but we're looking at human emotions, though.
If someone makes a love song to a woman, like, so 80-90% of the songs out there is about a girl. If it's coming from a man, so would you say that's if you're singing that song about the girl, you're worshipping her? Would you say it like that because music is worship?
That's a good question, because there's gospel artists who make songs like love songs and
for like.
But
what's your thoughts on that, though?
I think it's the way you do it, though. Because if you're bringing God into it, like God is, the Bible says, like, you know, he findeth a wife, findeth a good thing and obtain favor with the Lord. As long as that you're saluting God in that song more than the woman,
the coming together,
right?
Of man
then
and
I think I
man and woman.
I could accept that.
That's a different story.
I could accept that, but if you're just singing about the girl and there's no glorification of God,
sorry.
I don't know.
Let's just be real now. It's just a slow jam.
I haven't got a fully developed theory on on that one, but definitely, like, I don't understand how darkness and light can mix. So, like, as you're talking about, you know, secular music, for me, I was heavy into slow jams, heavy into R&B, to the point where I started doing live music events. Yeah,
cheese and bread.
And I understand, like, I remember one time, I don't want to say the group's name because I know, listen, okay. Let me just say this quickly, because I want to do this in a minute and a half tops.
And then we're going to talk about temptation.
Yeah. And those type of people. Like, basically, I got into secular music around 2001. I went to America and I was watching BET at my auntie's house. And it was like, that was the time of Jarring and Ashanti, always there when you call, always on time. I'm sorry, someone back just black side. That's the last artist or song I'm going to name, right? And I just got into R&B mad from then, right? And then
that era of R&B was strong, though, man.
Listen, R&B died in like 05, but we ain't gonna go into that. You're gonna have me YouTube and stuff tonight. Right, anyway, so basically, just before I went to uni, the first Truth About Hip Hop came out. And let me just stop here. Everybody, if you've not seen the Truth About Hip Hop, I'm going to say this. Watch the first 5 and then do research behind it. Because a lot of people say, a lot of stuff you said didn't make... listen, watch what he says and do the research and do a Bible study as well. Because a lot of people who want to argue against this guy, you're not arguing for Bible studies and fasting in your church.
All
so
right!
Tell me I can listen to secular music when you ain't a Bible study and you ain't trying to get more fasting done. So let's stop that foolishness right there.
Let's just be
do your
real
research and then we can have a conversation. But anyway...
I'd rather you just say that you don't want to submit to that.
Yeah, just say you're
taking
weak.
it in.
Just say you're weak.
And don't discredit him when you're not trying to forward your spiritual life. Come on now.
Basically. So anyway, yeah.
Shout out
before
Craig
I went to uni, shout out Craig Lewis. So before I went to uni, I heard that. And when he was talking about hip hop, I was like, cool, I don't really listen to hip hop anyway. Bruv, when he started touching on Erykah Badu and R&B, I was like, bro, why you have to touch my stuff? Yeah. And like the first CD I bought, secular CD, was Anthony Hamilton. Have I done it again? Oh man, I'm sorry. I ain't trying to do it.
No, but you're not encouraging. It's real.
Anyway, so I put that in the bin, and I had another CD which my driving instructor actually gave me with like MP3, like you can put MP3 albums. Yeah, so he had like nothing there. Threw it all away. Long story short, got to uni. For the first 3-4 months of uni, I didn't listen to no secular music. And I wasn't doing no madness. In my first year at uni, I was very good, for the most part anyway, 99%. And so I wasn't listening to no secular music, listening to pure gospel music. And one day, I remembered that this artist, they talked about an R&B group who they said never made a bad album. And it came back to my mind. And I was like, oh, but I've never listened to that group before.
Oh,
listen. So then basically, I was like, okay, let me hear that group. So I downloaded one song, and I was like, and this group actually plays live as well. They do. I was like,
live recording.
No, they're all musicians, so they're like a live band. I ain't gonna mention it
hold on,
because people backslide.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
No, their music is that good.
Don't do it.
So like, basically, I listened to one song, 2 songs, and I started down. And then I said to myself, let me see. I said, I know I've thrown these CDs in the bin, but let me check my spindle. Fam, every CD was on there other than the Anthony Hamilton one, and I knew I threw them away. And then that's when I got back into R&B. I got back into it heavy. One more experience quickly. I was at uni one time. This is when I was in like another uni, and when I was in my madness. And one night I used to go to sleep listening to slow jams. Crazy. Yeah. One night I woke up, but I never woke up. You know what I mean? My eyes wasn't open. God. I could feel spirits being played into me, lust spirits. And guess what? The next day I was on a mad. I was like, I gotta go out. I need to do this. I need to do that. So. Music is not just music. There's a spirit behind every music. So no one can't tell me nothing about secular music.
No, but we don't need to go into that depth now. Because people, if you don't know by now, come on now.
That's low grade stuff.
You should know that some music make you sad, some music make you happy. That in itself is enough to tell you that if it can make you sad and happy, the spectrum of things in between sad and happiness, like wild, weird.
Do you know what it comes down for me? What kind of Christian are you kind of trying to be? Because none of us don't want to ask ourselves, what would Jesus be like? Because that's who we're trying to be. I'm not trying to be like your pastor. I'm not trying to be like my pastor. I'm trying to be like Jesus. So would Jesus be indulgent? Oh, what Jesus didn't have a girl. No. But if we have the mind of Christ, are we really trying to listen to what the devil gives us? And don't insult God and tell me you need to get inspiration from the devil to create music, because the creator, you can go to the creator for inspiration. The devil is the corrupter. So don't tell me you need inspiration as a musician from the devil. Don't insult my God.
By the way,
don't insult
one of these podcasts are gonna be about gospel rap. But we're not gonna do it now. We're gonna talk about gospel rap. Not right now. We are not going to do this now.
We've already lost 90% of people already.
We cannot do this now.
Do you know who's gonna watch the next one? Me, you, Joe, and our parents. So we're gonna have about 10 views. We're gonna have about 10 views.